I think there were a couple of sectors that saw a slowdown, but if I think about looking at the future, right, I do see a pickup in IT services. I guess the demand environment starts, improving here on. Is it the absolute bottom? One can never call that, but I think the commentary is definitely improving, and the demand outlook seems to be improving on the IT services side, pharma, and BPO as well. And so I think, deal making on that side will pick up coming years. New economies also sort of bottomed out and started to, see somewhat more traction now. So overall, I do see a, reasonable pickup this year in deal activity. Albeit we didn't see much of a slowdown last year either, just to caveat that out. So I think from an investment outlook perspective, I would say, certain sectors, the growth and the outlook is actually improving quite a bit. I would say pharma healthcare continues to be in the, sort of solid position in India. There's tailwinds of growth, penetration is still increasing. Lots of different categories that are still underpenetrated. I would say the same for financial services. You look at, things like, general insurance or health insurance in the country is still very underpenetrated. Room for growth over multiple, decades to come in the future. So those sectors I think will continue to get a lot more traction in the next, year or two. I think IT services starts to see improvement. It has been in a little bit slow period in the last, 2 years. Starts to see improvement in the coming year and year forward after that as well. That would be my expectation. I see a lot more traction on financial services. Even though the markets have been on a tail, I think financial services have generally lagged a little bit. Our historical experience has been the opposite actually. When the economy, does really well, financial services ends up doing really well. So I do expect there's to be some catch up, and optimism around financial services that may play out. We are seeing a lot of traction in consumer as well, on QSRs, on certain brands, that we are seeing on the consumption side in India as well. I think as India gets richer, consumption is actually, going to play out. I think it's been a slow consumption year again. In the last year or two, it's been relatively slow. Lots of theories around why that may play out, lots of conjecturing. But I think there's again catch up that we expect will play out in the next year or two. So IT services consumers sort of start moving into faster growth in the next couple of years. I think you have pharma and healthcare continuing to grow robustly, and financial services has a sort of a little bit of a catch-up play. So those would be my calls for the next couple of years from a sector mix point of view.